doing today. We are going to be going through some hips, lower back, and just in general getting kind of our body loosened up in this next 20 to 30 minute video. Just make sure that you have your audio on. Make sure that your space and where you're going to be doing the stretches with me, or you're looking and kind of following along. You can either choose to visualize and watch the stretches, especially if this is the first few times that you've done some of the poses with me. However, as your body and as you begin to really trust your intuitive and dive deeper into getting to feel how your body's doing in the moment, you can again still choose to watch the video, but you can go more and more towards audio. A big part of this particular type of teaching is I really go into and set up the base for knowing how to do the poses, but then I go into a lot more on the audio side, so you can go into a meditative state while you're diving and connecting to your physical body. So let's begin. My name is Jen, and I'm just offering and creating space for being able to get the body to release in kind of bite-sized chunks. So instead of doing a whole hour, I keep the videos between 20 to 30 minutes. So to begin, let's get started on our back. So finding a mat, finding a space, you're going to slowly begin to scoot your body down along the floor, and I'm going to be kind of adjusting and kind of working through these poses in lots of different ways, so you can kind of see how my body format and how my structure is doing. So to begin with, we want to really pay attention and to be mindful of how that lower back is connecting to the floor. So the first thing that we're going to do is just be mindful, have the knees bent, feet are about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And I want you to just kind of allow that tailbone to slowly begin to rock back and forth, lifting slightly up and off the floor or the mat, and then slowly painting itself back down along the floor, and really over-exaggerating how that lower back and how the body really just makes contact with the floor. Again, it's going to be very different for each and every one of us. As you do this, we're going to allow the hands to come up over top of the head, and this is going to help to open up to the chest, into the rib cage. It's going to help to expand our breath and our ability to take those nice, full, deep belly breaths. As you hold here, just allow yourself to take a few of those breaths, and don't be too concerned at this stage about where you're breathing or how you're breathing. We just want to begin to cultivate that awareness. So that tuning in process is really important. Again, it's just an ability to sense and restructure how our mind and our body are connecting to each other. And it really does connect through that breath. Now when you're ready to do so, I'm going to get you to walk your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and I'm just going to restructure myself so you can kind of see how wide my knees are, but also see how when the knees begin to drop, what's happening with my hips here. So as I begin to allow the knees to drop to one side, and again, everyone's body position is going to be very, very unique and very different, but a lot of the time one hip will kind of rotate up and off the floor. Again, if you can just allow the arms to go nice and relaxed, you might find that the shoulders adjust a little bit. That's great, that's fine. Allow whatever feels comfortable for you in this position just to occur. The very first thing we want to do, especially if we're just easing in and beginning to get our body, our muscles to open and relax, is just to take, again, those deep breaths, let it sit there for a little bit. And then when you're ready, you inhale and draw both knees back up to center. Notice the soles of my feet. I kind of readjust a little bit, making sure they're still staying nice and wide apart. And then I exhale and I allow both knees to shift and be guided in the other direction. And again, allowing those hips, allowing the back, allowing those shoulders to kind of adjust in any way they need to kind of create space for this posture, for this shape that we're taking in our body. And we're just going to do this 1 or 2 times to both sides, just holding on each side for a few breaths. When you're ready, switching back to the first side. And those of you that have been with me for longer, you can begin to incorporate some of the upper body stretches as well. However, for today, we're just keeping it nice and simple. And finding the rhythm, finding the amount of time you spend on each side, finding that unique rhythm for yourself this morning or this evening for today. And then one last time to each side.